Okay, so carrying on with Liam Gallagher and John Squire, Just Another Rainbow. We did the intro riff, and then when Liam starts singing, you got the chord of G, and he's still doing that. Basically going between the E string and the open G string. And that's a rhythm I would do. It's 16th notes, so 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E. Or you count it 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Or you can just go with the feel, which is... And because that might sound a bit empty by itself, you could, instead of just playing the single G string, you could pluck the E string and then strum both the D string, the open D string, and the open G string. Okay, and then the next chords are F, which you see John Squire in the video playing with a thumb over the top to get the first fret of the low E string, and then B string first fret, G string second fret, D string third fret, and the A string muted by the tip of the third finger, because you don't want to hear the open A in there, just make it too muddy. But you can just play an F bar chord. So where does that come? Basically you've got 4 bars of G, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4. Then you got a bar of F, a bar of C, and then you're back to G. And that bar of F comes with the lyric B. So I might have known this would be just another rainbow. And then you're back to G, at the beginning of the word rainbow. And then you got I want the sky. No, sorry, I want the earth. I search the sky. That's when you go to F. And then you go to C, and then the lyric's just another rainbow. First syllable of rainbow, and then no pot of gold. You go to the F and the word gold, waiting here, go to C, and then waiting here for me. And then you got the chorus, which starts on an F, just another rainbow hanging over me. Just another rainbow sing it, so I'm talking it. And rhythm wise, strumming pattern, you could do that strumming pattern for all 3 chords. Though you do hear him change the strumming pattern. When he goes to the F and the C, you hear something less syncopated. That is, more of the strums are on beats rather than on upbeats. So it goes from something like this, because it's difficult to hear because they've got quite a few tracks, and so it's layered, so there's quite a few things going on at the same time. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. You could go to that rhythm if you want in the F and the C, because he's playing something like that. But the main thing is he's still splitting up the chords between that bass and the treble. Bass note, treble notes, bass notes, treble notes, bass note, treble notes. Okay, and when you hit that bass note, you don't have to just hit a single note. You could you could hit a single string, you could hit a few strings at the same time. Like on the F, you could hit if you're doing a bar chord, you could hit the F and the A string. And then when you're doing the treble, you're just aiming really for the D, G and B strings. Yeah, and so on that C, I can either pick just the single A string for the bass, or I can strum through both the A and the D string. And then when I'm going for the treble, I'm strumming through the D, G and B string. And then when I get to the G, like I said, for the treble bit, I'm just strumming through the D and the G string, because I don't want that B string to be the highest note. I want the G string to be the highest note, because that's what you hear on the track. Okay, so you got those three chords. It keeps doing those three chords. Like I said, the chorus starts on an F, whereas the verse starts on a G. So the chorus is F, C, G, F, C, G. Then you got this instrumental break before verse 2, and again it's several layers. You got a guitar and bass and possibly a couple of guitars, and I can't hear clearly on my desktop speakers, but roughly you hear the bass doing this and the guitar something like that. So I'm going to put it together and just do a line that approximates that instrumental break. So the chords for the instrumental break are just F, C, and then G. So for the F, we're going to play this. We're going to play that. So that line is, think of a F bar chord, the E-shaped bar chord, and then you're playing notes from that and adding an open A string and an open D string at certain points. So you start off with first fret of the E string, which is the note F, then open A string 3rd fret, D string 3rd fret, open D string, back to A string 3rd fret. Okay, and then now that, actually I'm going to slide it up because of the next thing I need to do. So this bit is basically going over an F chord, and then this bit is going over a C chord, and that's first of all the note C, 3rd fret of the A string, first fret of the A string, so 3rd fret of the A string, 1st fret of the A string, 3rd fret of the E string, and then back to 3rd fret of the A string. So 3, 1 on the A string, 3 on the E string, back to 3 on the A string. And you can see that I'm plucking the A string for that final note. I'm plucking the A string on the 1st fret and immediately sliding it up to the 3rd fret. And then you've got that little line before it goes back to the chord of G, and that little line, so I've got my first finger up to the 3rd fret, then I'm going to collapse it onto the middle two strings, and do that. So that's 3rd fret of D string, hammering onto 5th fret of D string, then plucking the G string, which is being barred at the 3rd fret, then that's 5th and 3rd fret of the D string, and it ends on the 5th fret of the A string. So I've got, and this bit, of course you could do as a pull off, up to you. So hammer on here, and then pull off here if you want, from frets 5 to 3, or pick it, up to you. and then you're back to the chord of G, and that strumming pattern. Okay, hope that helped.